Did you know that Lotad used to be an apex predator in the past? Yeah, it had a past paradox and used to be the terror of Pokémon megafauna, including the biggest-sighted ones. But how the giant monster became this silly Billy small guy? And how the past paradox used to live, to hunt, to breed? We all deep dive into it today. This is the Pokémon Planet. First up, let's just explain what is this past paradox Pokémon I'm talking about. We found it recently in the Area Zero from independent researcher that shared with the Academy. He sketched the creature he found walking through there, a big monstrous Lotad, described as if they had used a super soldier serum. We know it as Howdy Head, a grass ground type Pokémon that belongs to the family of Proto-Lotadi, a clade of semi-aquatic Pokémon first recorded million years ago. It's a really big Pokémon with an impressive size of 3.2 meters and 124 kilograms. To give you an idea of how big this beast is, this is bigger than the apex predators of ancient Pokémon world, like Great Tusk and even Tyrantrum. You would have no chance side by side by this thing, believe me. Howdy Head biology consists in having an individual body with 6 stubby legs, which has a single claw each one. The claws doesn't seem to be very useful during the hunt, since its legs are really limited of moving. This creature is an omnivorous Pokémon, which main diet is made of big prey and occasional berries it finds on the ground. That lens claw seems to be very handy. It can dig to search for or hold berries for later. Also, digging is very important for its hunting behavior, which we will feature later in this episode. For now, we must honor the Pokémon researchers that are studying few species we have in Area Zero. Otherwise, we would only have few bones from the fossils.
Due to the Howdy Head reputation for ferocity, most researchers conduct observations from a safe distance. A minimum of 5 meters is recommended. The security protocols are what make the research viable. We are currently 14 days without a Howdy Head attack. However, this particular biologist had decided to conduct a breath analysis. We are currently 0 days without a Howdy Head attack.
The thesis of the biologist mentioned was published posthumously. But why is this Pokémon so dangerous? It has this large mouth with 4 sharp teeth-like structures that makes part of the beak itself, similar to dreadnought jaws. The beak is so powerful it can break the hardest berries, and even to chill entire logs with some food inside. Its bite force is so brute that it can reach easily 20,000 newtons, equivalent to a large crocodile, capable of breaking car roof. But the most unticeable thing we have is the huge Lotad. It is biggest triumph that is an impressive weapon that it uses to hunt and to make photosynthesis. Let's see how Howdy Head uses to hunt.
A Howdy Head is a patient hunter. Though it is low speedy, chasing the prey with its stub leg is what move. But life finds a way, and this paradox Pokémon learned a new way to get its flesh food. First, it digs in the ground with sickle movements until it is fully buried, covered by the ground. With its oversized lily-like furrows chatting against the sand, it becomes immobile from surroundings. It waits and waits, often for days. Not every prehistoric Pokémon is ingenious enough to realize that a giant lily pad in the sand could be something suspicious. But look, a distracted little wingy wandering around. Each passed closer through the same spot several times. This net trap does not seem to bother it. A single misstep is enough to change his little wing's mind. The key trap, this little lag was enough to activate the lyripad neurons and close it immediately, pressing down the prey with an incredible strength, but not enough to end its suffering. With a successful hunt, Howdy Hat can finally emerge from the ground and find a safe place. It will wait the prey to get extremely weak, receiving her sunlight or being trapped to heat it up. And then Howdy Hat can start its well-deserved meal. Things that eat like some barbecue.
That's actually pretty creepy, right? A single large prey can satisfy a Howdy Hat protein's needs for weeks, although it will never refuse an occasional snack to bolster its fat reserves. But the most fascinating part is how the lily pad wolves, able to lean horizontally and even to close, like a bear trap or carnivorous plant, it closes when it detects movement. It may be not so strong as it bites, but it's enough to crush most of the prey's bones. It works because its skeleton shows up that the lily pad is connected to the main spine and have some articulations that allows it to fold like a snap trap. But how the breeding of Howdy Hat works? Don't worry, I'm just talking about the funny ritual we have. Check this out.
During Howdy Hat mating season in the rainy month, the female ones are looking for the best partner that could satisfy their preference. We could argue that the best looking fur and the biggest hatch could catch females' attention easily. Our male adventurer is here to try to impress her. The species in particular has another preference. He likes to judge their dance moves. It's his only chance to get a mate or stay alone for the rest of the year. He tries to impress her, showing his moves that he'll be practicing alone. She observes carefully, making him some twerk and shaking what Arceus gave in abundantly. The full hat of creating a subtle sound to impress even more. Only those who make the most impressive dance, enough to make mirrors be logical jealous, and get this female love. Is our hero good enough? He looks nervous, waiting for the judge score. Today was not his lucky day. At least it can hide itself in the ground to don't face the shame until the next year.
This is breaking. A formerly extinct slowpoke was found alive. If you're watching this far and want to see more of this, comment "Bring me slowpoke" and our channel will cover all of this new. Now, let's thank our channel supporters. The big special thanks to the legendary members Baltai Bandit and Tai Bunny. A big special thanks for the mythical members Prowl, Inclusive Takino, and a special thanks to all the members so far. But how Howdy Hat, known as Capaphyllus paradoxus, evolved into Lotad along the years in a Darwinian way. First thing to mention is that the lily pad spikes and fur resembles a lot Uticolo. Even knowing that Howdy Hat is a single-stage Pokémon, we assume that he was slowly losing these Snudicolo features for the lack of real need. The high temperatures of Oricaron pools started to overheat Howdy Hat's body, making it frequently go to rivers to refresh itself, and the presence of fur becoming more and more a problem than a benefit. This is why we assume it's evolving to a Pokémon similar to this, Capaphyllus paleorena, much less fur, almost like just a bird, with a smaller size, since these were the characteristics that were selected by the nature. This is when we can say it does not belong anymore to the Proto-Lotadi, but to the actual Lotadi, since now they are able to evolve in Pokémon terms, becoming Archeolombre. Since its life behavior started to be closer and closer to rivers, not only to deposit eggs, but also for refreshing as mentioned, its digging behavior became a rare thing, which explained the reducing of the claws until it's almost done. Being the waters also selected those with less fur, and we even started to see specimens with alopsia, which since it didn't make any difference, were not exterminated. The destined behavior on the fur itself started to appear in the last evolutionary stage of this Pokémon, like in Archaeoludicolo. So we already can see much of Lotad in this species, Capaphilus paludiphagus, closer to our present Lotad, which is called Capaphilus nymphaeae. Observe the size difference between the species we covered now and how it became more friendly. It's important to note that the present Lotad does not have this fine extension that gives the ability to fold it and laying down the lily pad. Now, it's just in an address of the main body, as well the beak chinks with all the fake teeth, which makes our little boy a friendly partner. So yeah, but if you like this nerdy deep dive into this species, you may also like this video where we're talking about Pokemon that mimics other Pokemon. So yeah, mimicry in Pokemon. That's it. Bye bye, Huggies.